Tonight, before you sleep, understand something powerful. Prayer is not a ritual before bed. Prayer is an act of authority. It is a legal invitation for heaven to govern your night. Before your head touches the pillow, you must know that peace is not the absence of danger. Peace is the presence of divine order. Many people go to sleep carrying fear into the night. They lock their doors but leave their minds open to anxiety. They secure their windows but not their hearts. But tonight, we establish something higher than human security. We establish kingdom protection. Your home is more than a building. It is territory, and every territory must come under government. The question is, what governs your home tonight? Fear or faith? Worry or the word of God? Because whatever is not governed becomes vulnerable to invasion. Prayer before sleep is how a believer takes authority over the night. You are declaring that while darkness covers the earth, your dwelling belongs to God. You are announcing that your house is under another jurisdiction. And hear this, sleep is not weakness. Sleep is trust. Sleep says, Lord, while I rest, you reign. When you pray before bed, you are not begging for protection. You are activating covenant promises. The unseen world responds to authorized words. When you declare peace over your family, heaven responds. When you declare protection over your doors, angels respond. When you declare no weapon formed against your household shall prosper, spiritual laws begin moving in your favor. And some of you need to hear this tonight. Fear is not a strategy. Faith is. Do not rehearse disasters before sleeping. Rehearse promises. Do not meditate on what could go wrong. Meditate on who watches over you. The God who guards your house never sleeps. Stay with me, because in the next moments, we are entering a deeper revelation about protecting your children and covering your home through the night. Your children are not merely sleeping in bedrooms. They are lives entrusted to your stewardship. And stewardship requires covering. Speak over your children before you sleep. Declare wisdom over them. Declare safety over them. Declare that no hidden danger, no oppression, no evil assignment shall touch them. Words matter. Atmosphere matters. Homes carry atmospheres. Some carry stress. Some carry confusion. But prayer changes atmosphere. Prayer can make your home hostile to darkness. You have authority to fill your house with peace. Walk through your home in faith if necessary. Pray over every room. Consecrate every doorway. Declare your home belongs to God. Because a protected house is first a governed house. And listen carefully. Night is often when fears grow louder. But darkness does not intimidate the God who created light. What terrifies men does not threaten heaven. God can stop dangers before they approach. He can block what you never even see. He can assign angels around your property. He can preserve your family while you sleep. This is covenant protection. This is kingdom security. Don't leave this prayer yet, because we are about to deal with hidden attacks and establish a spiritual shield over your family tonight. Some battles are visible, others are silent, but visible or hidden. The authority of God covers both. There are attacks prayer stops before they manifest. There are disasters faith prevents before they form. There are dangers canceled because someone prayed. Never underestimate a night prayer. Some of tomorrow's victories are won tonight, and maybe today was heavy. Maybe your heart is burdened. Maybe pressure has followed you all week. But tonight, release the burden. Put tomorrow in God's hands. Put your family in His hands. Put your fears on the altar, because the one protecting you is greater than what threatens you. And hear this, protection is not merely surviving attack. Protection is living under divine order. That means peace can govern your mind. Rest can fill your soul, and sleep can become sacred trust. Stay until the end, because the final declaration we are about to make will seal your home in peace before you sleep. Some of you need to stop saying, I hope God protects us, and start declaring, the Lord is my refuge. My household is covered. My home is under divine government. That is not arrogance. That is covenant confidence. Declare over your house. No fear may live here. No confusion may rule here. No evil may enter here. Peace fills these walls. Angels surround this property. God watches over this family. Now feel the authority of that. Feel what happens when fear loses permission. Feel what happens when faith takes dominion. This is how believers sleep in storms. This is how peace rules at midnight. This is how homes become sanctuaries. Remain with me for this final blessing, because we are about to place your home, your children, and your tomorrow under God's covering. So tonight, go to sleep differently, not as one vulnerable, but as one covered, not as one worried, but as one governed by peace. Sleep knowing heaven is on assignment. Sleep knowing angels stand watch. Sleep knowing God is guarding what concerns you. And make this declaration before you rest. My home is protected, my family is covered, my children are safe, my peace is secure, my night belongs to God. And while I sleep, the Lord watches over me. Prayer before sleep is far more than a religious habit. It is an act of spiritual authority. Every night when you pray, you are doing more than speaking words into the air. You are establishing divine government over your home. Your house is not merely a place where you live. It is territory entrusted to you, and every territory must come under rightful authority. When you pray, you are declaring that fear will not govern your atmosphere, anxiety will not rule your mind, and darkness will not have access to what belongs to God. You are placing your household under heaven's protection and inviting the presence of God to stand watch through the night. This is why night prayer carries power. It shifts your home from vulnerability into covering, from worry into peace, from natural security into supernatural protection. Many people lock their doors before sleeping, but prayer secures what locks cannot protect. It establishes peace over your children, wisdom over your family, and protection over every room in your home. When you speak God's promises aloud, you are enforcing spiritual law in your environment. You are declaring that your home belongs to another kingdom. Stay with me, because in a moment we are going deeper into how prayer creates a shield over your family while you sleep. This is not about begging God to be present. It is about activating what He has already promised. The God who never sleeps watches over those who trust Him. And when you lie down after prayer, you do not sleep in fear. You sleep under divine government, knowing heaven is guarding your home. Fear often grows louder at night. When the day becomes quiet, worries try to speak, concerns about tomorrow, your family, your health, your future. But this is where faith must rise and take authority. Faith is not denial of problems. Faith is confidence in a higher power than the problem. Before you sleep, you have a choice. Rehearse your fears or declare God's promises. One feeds anxiety, the other builds a shield. When you speak words of faith before bed, you are not using empty religious language. You are aligning your mind and your home with divine truth. You are declaring that God is greater than every threat, stronger than every uncertainty, and present in every unseen battle. That is how faith becomes a shield against fear. It blocks what anxiety tries to project and replaces panic with peace. Many people go to sleep carrying tomorrow's burdens, but faith says tomorrow already belongs to God. Instead of saying, what if something goes wrong? Begin declaring, the Lord is my refuge, my protector, and my peace. Let your final thoughts before sleep be promises, not problems. Stay with me, because in the next moments we are going deeper into how these declarations build protection around your family through the night. Fear can trouble the mind, but faith governs the atmosphere. And when faith governs, peace enters. Your sleep becomes trust, not tension. Your rest becomes worship, not worry. This is the power of night prayer. It teaches your heart to rest under God's covering. When faith stands guard, fear loses authority, and you can close your eyes knowing heaven remains awake on your behalf. Your words carry more power than many people realize. In the kingdom, words do not merely express thoughts, they establish atmosphere. What you consistently speak over your home can shape the spiritual climate within it. If a house is filled with fear, tension, and negative declarations, that atmosphere begins to influence everyone living there. But when peace, protection, and blessing are spoken, something changes. The atmosphere shifts. Your home begins to reflect order instead of confusion, calm instead of anxiety, faith instead of fear. This is why speaking over your family before sleep is so important. When you declare peace over your children, blessing over your spouse, and protection over every room, you are not speaking empty wishes. You are releasing faith-filled authority. Your words become an act of stewardship over the territory God has given you. A protected home is not built only with locks and walls. It is strengthened by the words spoken inside it. Speak life over your household. Declare that your home belongs to God, that no harm will come near your dwelling, and that divine peace will rest within these walls. Stay with me, because in the next few moments we are going deeper into how these spoken declarations create a shield around your family through the night. Never underestimate the power of blessing your home aloud. Prayer-filled words can turn an ordinary house into protected territory. They can make your home hostile to fear and welcoming to peace. And when you sleep after speaking those declarations, you do so with confidence, knowing your atmosphere has been aligned with God's presence and your family rests under His covering. There is something deeply comforting and powerful in knowing that when you close your eyes, God does not. While human strength grows tired and the world becomes quiet, heaven remains active. The night may appear silent, but in the unseen realm, God is still guarding, preserving, and working on behalf of His people. This is why sleep for a believer is not surrender to vulnerability. It is surrender to trust. When you lie down in faith, you are declaring that God is watching over what you cannot control. You may rest, but your protector never rests. Scripture reveals a God who neither slumbers nor sleeps, a God whose vigilance does not weaken with the passing of hours. That means while you sleep, divine protection remains awake over your home and family. Many people see night as a time of uncertainty, but for the believer, night can become a place of confidence. God is able to prevent dangers before they reach your door. He can stop what you never even know was coming. He can assign protection around your household, preserve your loved ones, and bring peace into every room while darkness covers the earth. This is not poetic language. This is covenant assurance. There are battles God fights in silence. There are attacks turned away before they ever manifest. There are troubles cancelled because heaven stood watch while you slept. Stay with me, because in the next moments we are entering a deeper declaration over your family's protection through the night. Some breakthroughs do not begin in striving. They begin in trusting. Sometimes the greatest act of faith is sleeping in peace while believing God is working. And perhaps today has left you burdened. Maybe worries about your family have weighed heavily on your heart. But this is why night prayer matters. It transfers responsibility from anxious hands into the hands of a faithful God. It says, Lord, what I cannot guard, you can. What I cannot control, you govern. And when that exchange happens, peace begins to rule. Fear loses permission. Rest returns. Your home becomes more than a physical shelter. It becomes a place under divine oversight. Do not leave this moment yet, because we are about to seal this prayer with a powerful blessing over your home and children. Think of the power in this truth. While you sleep, God can heal hearts, restore minds, give wisdom for tomorrow, and fight unseen battles in your favor. He can watch over children in their rooms. He can preserve loved ones through the night. He can hold your household in safety while the world sleeps. This is why you can lie down without fear. Not because danger does not exist, but because God's protection is greater than every threat. So tonight, sleep with confidence. Sleep under covering. Sleep knowing heaven is on assignment. For the God who watches over you through every unseen hour is the same God who will carry your family safely into the morning. As we come to the end of this night prayer, let this truth settle deeply in your spirit. Your home is not unguarded, your family is not uncovered, and your future is not outside God's hands. Tonight we have established authority over this house, lifted faith above fear, spoken life into the atmosphere, and trusted the God who watches while we sleep. Now rest in that confidence. Let every worry be replaced with peace, every anxious thought with promise, and every fear with faith. The same God who protected you today will protect you through this night. His angels stand watch. His presence fills your home, and His peace surrounds your family. So lie down knowing heaven is on assignment. Sleep under divine covering, and rise tomorrow strengthened, preserved, and expectant. For the God who keeps you through the night is already preparing your victory for the morning.